This conference will now be recorded.
Have you completed this topic for each and parallel for each?
No, no.
Okay. Okay. Today we are going to discuss about for each and as well as parallel for each. Okay. Very, very important and as well as easy concept and important for interview as well. Okay. So are you getting any background noise from my end?
Yeah, a little bit, but I think it doesn't affect the class.
Okay, just give me a minute. Okay. So today we are going to cover this for each and parallel for each. At the same time, we are going to complete this topic connecting to DB. DB is nothing but database. Okay, these two we are going to cover now. Okay, first of all, what is for each? We'll see. Okay, so for each is nothing but it is a synchronous. Synchronous means it is going to be executed sequentially. That means one by one. Okay, if you use for each, what will happen? Suppose if you are sending some 100 records here, what will happen? It is going to be inserted one by one. It will process one by one. Okay, so here what is the drawback of for each statement? Well, if you are using this for each statement, if one record got failed, okay, the remaining records it won't be executed. It will stop the complete process. That means, let me imagine I'm sending 10 records. Out of 10 records, fourth record got failed. Okay, here what will happen? Fifth record it won't be executed. This is the drawback of for each statement. Okay, it is basically used for small data set. Okay, and it is a private scope. Okay, within the scope only it will be executed. Okay, this is about for each statement. Let me show you here as well. Okay, so for each is nothing but synchron. Just now I explained, right? It means it is going to be executed record by record. Even if one record got failed, it will stop the complete process. Okay, so now let me take to you this lab exercise. Okay, so this is your our today's task. Okay, here what we will take, we will take one listener. Okay, and then transform message. In this transform message what we will do, we are going to create or you are going to generate a record by using this transform message. Up to now what purpose we use this transform message?
To write data weave scripts and to transform the data from one format to another and for mapping purpose.
Mapping, very good. Now today what I'll do, I'm going to write some script. So based on that script, it is going to be generated records automatically through this script. Okay, that is what we are going to learn from this transform message today. Okay, once I created records, what I will do, I will send it to this for each statement. Okay, once I send to here, okay, it will process one by one record. Then I'm going to insert all into database. Okay, this is our today's task. Real time also we are going to do same process. There is no change. Okay, now Let me quickly open my studio. See, always, if you are not using any project, always make sure, please close this. Close project. Right click, close the project. Now it will be like deleted symbol. Okay. Whenever you want, you can open. Okay. Let me create a new project. How to create a new project? File, new project, right? So here empty space is there, right? Here also you can create. Right click, new mule project. Okay, here you can provide the project name. Project name is for each. Okay, let me click on this finish. So it will create, workspace and project. In the package explorer we can see all the folders, required jars, everything will be there. Okay, now I'm gonna take, as usual, listener. This guy is going to listen our request which user or client sends. Let me click on this test connection. Come on. So this guy is busy with some other project. Let me make it as 8082. See, now test connection is successful. This port is available for us. Click on OK. Path. Here path is nothing but resource path. Just provide same name whatever you provided to the project name. Okay. So this is done. Now what I will do, I'm going to take one transform message. Okay, here I'm gonna write some script. Okay, based on this script, okay, I will generate records. Usually, we will get all the records from the source. Source means someone is going to provide through CSV file or something. We will keep in one location. We can call whenever we want. Okay, that already I explained, right? File connector. So in real time we may get like this. So if we don't have any records, we can generate by our own. See, here I'm writing script one second. One, two, 100. One to 200. Okay, here I'm using map. What is map? What is the use of map? Guys, what is map? I told you very important. Hello. Map is nothing but to iterate over an array. Okay. Here we have, in this map we are going to use dollar and as well as double dollar. What do you mean by dollar?
Index.
The item.
Very good. Dollar is nothing but item, current value. So double dollar is nothing but index. Okay. So here what I will do, I am going to write some script. Okay. First I will write ID. Okay. Here ID, it is always string. So sorry, ID always number, right? Number of string. Let me write some number. Okay. Next, comma, name. Name I can write MuleSoft. Okay. Next is, okay, is I'll write like this. I'll write. See, now there are no errors. Okay. So what this guy will do, math? It is going to iterate over an array. That means, okay, first it will enter inside this. It will print id equal to 100. So here I'm going to write something plus double dollar. What do you mean by double dollar?
Index.
Index means first it will iterate over an array. It will come inside. Okay, it will print id 100 plus. First it will iterate first record, right? What is the first position of this element?
0.
0. Very good. 100 plus 0, how much?
99.
100 plus 0.
100,
100.
100.
100 only, correct. So first it will print id 100, then it will print as it is name, and yes, it will print constant. Again, it will iterate next time. Like this, it will iterate 200 times. Okay. What is the next element? Next element is number 2. What is the position of number 2 here?
1.
1.
1. So here what will happen? 100 plus 1.
101.
How much? 101. Next name as it is it will print. Yes, as it is it will print. Again it will iterate for third. Okay. Third means what is the index? 2. 100 plus 2, 102. Okay. Like this, how many records is going to be generated?
Mm,
200.
299.
299.
199.
Very good.
Means total
299
199.
we will get. Here we will start with the 100, right? 100 plus 200, 300. 300 means it will start with the 0. That means 299 records we will get it if we use this kind of script. See, only 3 lines is there, hardly. Okay, now what I will do, I am going to take one logger. This guy is going to print output. Okay, let me write payload. Okay, let me deploy my application so you can see the progress here. Any questions here?
So one question. So what's the difference between input and records?
Sorry,
Is it the same thing? Like our input and our records? Are they the same thing?
input and come again, I didn't get you.
Records.
Records, yeah. Record is nothing but this data. This is one record, we can treat it as fields. It is initializing. See, my application got deployed. Okay, let me hit from the Postman. Click on new, localhost colon 8082 slash for each, right? Okay, if I click on the send button, see, I got all the records. How many records I got? 100, 101, 102, 103. Like this, how many records I got? 299. Understood? Any questions here? Any questions?
No, sir.
No question. Okay, cool. Now what I will do, I'm going to use for each. Let me drag and drop this for each. Okay, in this for each, what I'll do, I'll keep this logger inside. Okay, if I execute this, what is the output I'll get? Can someone tell me what is the output I'll get if I execute this program?
The same payload?
Very good, perfect. Same payload we will get. Why? Because for each is nothing but it is going to iterate over an array. Sorry, it is going to process record one by one. Okay, so if you want, what I will do, I will keep it in breakpoint so that it will understand. Now let me stop this project. I'm going to run in the debug mode. See, this time what will happen, it is going to print one record at a time. So now it is running. See, my application got deployed. I'll hit on the send button. Here I'll not get any response. Okay, so it came here and it got stopped here. Click on next processor. It will go to for each. Okay, now if I click on that, it will go to inside this for each. And meanwhile, I'll open like this. If I click on next, it will go to inside this logger. Okay, if I click on this next processor, it is going to print one record, only one record. See, it got printed 100. If I click on next processor, it will print one more, 101. See, it is not going to process all the records at a time parallelly. This is not parallel. This is sequential. Okay. See, like this, it is going to be executed. Like this, I need to click 199 times. Okay. Instead of that, what I'll do, I'll click on resume. It will print all the things. See, 299 got printed. Understood? Any questions here? If you don't have any questions, what I'll do, I'm going to insert this records into database. Okay. In the real time, we cannot see, database. For this database, there is a separate guy. He is going to take care of this. Okay. Now, try to, install this software. MySQL community downloads. Okay, click on this. As soon as you click on this, it will take you to this page. Click on this MySQL community server. Click on this. Select your OS. In my case, I am using Mac OS. If you are using Windows, okay, where it is, Windows. Yep. Select this option. Okay. Click on this MySQL installer MSI. Don't click the zip files. Okay. Click on this. Go to download page. Okay, here you can download any one MSI installer, either this or this. Better you can go with this or this. You just click on download, it is going to be downloaded automatically. Okay, once it got downloaded, okay, you have to install it. Okay, while installing, okay, it will ask you, click on next like this. You need at the end, you have to set up one username and as well as password. Okay, username you don't want to set, by default it will be a root only. Okay, for that you have to set up password. Make sure you need to remember that password. Okay, what I'll do, I'm gonna directly share this link with you guys. If you want to see all your records in database, you can use this, or else not required. Okay. In the real time, we are not going to install this software. Okay. There will be a data guy, database engineer will be there. He is going to take care of this. Clear? See, once you install this MySQL, you will get MySQL Workbench. Okay. So this you need to log in it. Once you log in it, okay, your page will be look like this. Okay. So as soon as you logged into this, you will get here. You will get everything empty. Okay. Can you see here? This is called database. Click on this database. Okay. Provide database name as. I'm giving database name as MuleSoft Okay. Click on enter. Okay. Click on this apply. Apply means it will generate one script. Create schema MuleSoft Click on apply it. It will create. See executed SQL statement. Click on close. So as soon as you click on that one, come back here. You can see schemas over here. Okay. I hope here see it got created. MuleSoft DB. Just now I created, right? This is the database. This is MySQL database. Inside this MySQL, we need to create this database. Inside this MuleSoft DB, there is a table. Right click on this table, create table. Okay, here you can provide the table name as okay emp. You can add some columns over here. Okay, emp id integer. Next emp name. Next emp is like this. You can create columns. Once you create these columns, apply it. It will generate script for you. Okay, so click on apply. See, it got executed. Close it. Now if you open MuleSoft DB tables, see now you got option here. See employee table is created. Inside this employee we have fields called employee ID, employee name is. See columns. Inside this columns we have employee ID name is. Okay. So employee ID name is. Okay. If you want to see whether what and all will be there, you have to write query. So how to write a query? Select star from. Okay. What is your database name? MuleSoft DB, right? Dot. What is your table name? emp.
EMP.
Okay. Just select this. Click on this. Okay. It will give empty because no records are loaded. Correct. Just now I created, so that's why it is empty. I created one database, in previous class. Let me execute this. You will get all the records. Click on this. See, 100 Siva 30. Okay, like this I loaded 199 records. Okay, if you want to delete this all these records, what you can do? Delete star from like this. See, everything got deleted. Now if I want to test whether it is deleted or not, if I click on this, it will create empty. See now ID name is everything is empty. Like this you have to design. This is not our work. Okay, database guy, database engineer, he is going to take care of this. Okay, he will create everything and he can provide to you. Okay, I will show you what and all he is going to provide. I'll come back here. Now what I will do, I will search database. Okay, in this database I want to insert some records. So take insert operation, keep it here. Okay, as soon as you kept here, okay, so it is asking some configurations. So that's why you can see red symbol here. SQL is required. First, connector configuration. Click on this plus button. Okay. So there are so many databases. Which database I want to connect? Whether I need to connect general connection, Microsoft SQL Server, or MySQL, Oracle. Your wish. In my case, we are going to deal with this MySQL connection. Click on this. Immediately it will throw error saying that MySQL JDBC jar is required. Okay. This jar you can provide in two ways. Configure is there, right? Just right click here, add recommended libraries or add Maven dependence. Any one you can select. Add recommended libraries. So click on OK. It will add it. See, now it turned into green color. Okay. So now here the remaining everything they are going to provide. Database engineer or your architect is going to provide all this stuff. Host. They will provide one host. In our case, we have local host. What is the port number here? In real time they will provide. Here who is going to provide? Google will provide. Okay. MySQL port number is 3306. So MySQL port number 3306. Okay. This we need to provide it. Come on. 3306. Okay. Username is always root. Okay. This we cannot change. While configuring, username will be root automatically. Password. Okay. Here password. You can set up your own password. Okay, this is my password. What is my database name? K2 software. This is my database I create. So let me provide. Okay, now let me click on this test connection. If it is success, then only we need to move further. Why it is taking this much of time? Okay, test connection is successful. That means whatever the credentials I provided, those are all valid. Click on OK. Okay, now it is expecting some query. So now what I want to do? I want to insert some records into DB. Correct? So here what I will do, I am going to write some query here. If you don't know how to write query, so you can Google it. Okay. So now I want to insert, right? How to insert records into SQL. Click on this, you will get the syntax. So this is the syntax, insert into syntax. You can say insert into table name. Okay. Here you just write insert into, what is my table name?
EMP.
No, I created different one. In this database, I didn't create. I already created old one. Software. My database is software. Insert into software. Then columns. What and all the columns will be there in my database? ID, name, age. Okay. We have to provide in the brackets. Open this bracket. ID, comma, name, comma, age. Okay. Now I'm going to copy this. Next, values. See here, values. We need to provide the values. Okay, values I'm going to provide, dynamically. What I will do, same values I will provide. I'll keep like this. This is the syntax. Okay. Now there is no error. Now let me deploy this application. See, started my app. Close it. I'll give send request here. I'll come back here, click on yes. Okay, now transform message. It will go to for each. Now it will go to inside for each logger, and then it will move to the, it will print the message and it will go to the database. Again in database it is going to insert it. Okay, something got failed. Let me see why it got failed. Parameter ID was not bound for the query insert software values. ID was not bound for insert into software. ID name is. ID name is. So let me execute this. Okay. Now I'm going to delete this. See, again it got started. We'll go to next for each database. It got inserted. See, one record is inserted into database. Again it will go to process next record. See, it got printed 101. It will save in the database as well. Okay, like this it is going to be executed. If I click on resume, all records will be inserted into DB. See, 299 records got executed. Okay, so I told you all the records got inserted into database. Now I want to test this. See, now it is empty, right? Here, what I will do, I am going to run this again, so that if you will get the records, then whatever the procedure we done, that is correct. See, we got all the records, 100, 101, up to 299 records you will get it. So this is how we need to insert our records into database. Clear? Any questions, guys? No questions? Okay. What is the drawback of for each statement?
If a process if any process step fails, everything gets failed
Okay.
in the
If
middle of the
I
data
process
set.
200 records, right? Out of
Yes.
200 records, if any record will fail, next record it will not execute. Next record
Yes.
onwards. That means, okay, if I process, let me fail one record. Okay. Can someone tell me which record I want to fail? Can someone tell me which record number I want to fail so that I can fail? After that, it will not execute.
Give me ID because it's a primary key attribute, right? Give me same number double time.
Sorry?
ID number is a primary key attribute, right?
Yes, yes.
So then give me a same number second time. That time it will fail, right?
It will fail, but it will not execute remaining, right? At
Yes.
least what I will do. So here we are going to start from 100 to 299, right? Let me provide 150. Okay. 150th record I am going to fail. That means from 151 to it will not execute. Okay. For this, what we need to do, we need to write small condition, if condition. Okay. How to write a condition here? If if payload double equal to, okay, 150, I need to print God. Okay, else it will print as it is. Correct? If payload double equal to 150, okay, so it will print God or else it will print 150. Okay, now what I will do, so before implementing this I need to delete all the records. Why? Because here I gave ID as a primary key, it will not allow duplicates. It got failed. Why? Because I did not select complete thing. See, now deleted. Let me test whether deleted or not. So now it got deleted. Okay, now let me save this, deploy, and then delete it. Is it deployed? Yep. So now what I'll do, I'll come back here, I'll click on this for each, I'll come here. So I don't want to enter 50 times. Okay, what I'll do, I'll click on resume. See, it needs to fail, right, somewhere 150th record, but still I'm getting output, correct? Why it is not printed God? If payload double equal to 150, not payload, let me give double dollar index, right? Okay, okay. See, somewhere it got failed. Okay, it came out. Oh my god, duplicate entry. Shit, shit, shit. Let me delete this. Okay, now empty, right? Again, I'll hit this and go. Okay, can you see here? Incorrect integer value got for the column ID at row 1. If I come here, okay, but still all records got executed up to 249. Can you see 250 here? It got executed, got. Okay, that means here it got failed. Now if I come here, if I hit this, how many records I'll get? 249. I supposed to get how many elements? 299, right? So the remaining records, it will not execute it. So this is the drawback of for each statement. Clear or not? Hello? Guys, at least respond.
It's clear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No questions, right? I'll move for next topic. Okay. So this is the drawback of for each statement. For each. Okay. To overcome this drawbacks of for each, okay, parallel for each came into picture. See, drawback of for each. Suppose I'm passing 10 records. Out of 10 records, one record got failed. Okay, the remaining records will be failed. This I showed you practically. To overcome the drawbacks of for each statement, parallel for each came into picture. What is parallel for each? Okay, in parallel for each, okay, all records will be processed parallelly. Okay, it will not execute one by one. Okay, it is executed sequential. Okay, now what is the drawback of this parallel for each? We'll see. First, let me implement this parallel for each. Very simple. Let me come to the design mode. Okay, now I am in a debug mode. Click on this, it will take to you debug mode. Okay, now come to the mule palette, just type parallel. So just drag and drop this parallel for each here. Okay, so I don't want to do any changes. I'll keep as it is. I will keep insert this parallel for each instead of for each. Now I'm going to remove this guy. Okay, this is the change I did. I'll click on save. I'm going to deploy my application. So here for each is nothing but, okay, hold on. Okay, we will see. Anyway, it got deployed. What I'll do, first let me clear the records from the DB, or else we'll get error. Okay, it got deleted. Now no records in the database. Okay, now I'll come back here. I'll give some request. If I come here, can you see here? First, which record executed? As it is, first record got executed 100. What is the next record? It should supposed to execute. If it is for each, it will be 101. Correct? Now can you see here? 101 got executed. Next, can you see? 258. That means it is not going to be executed sequentially. Correct? It is executed parallelly. So this is called parallel for each. Let me click on this. Okay, if I come here, see here it is throwing incorrect integer value. Okay, now can someone tell me if I execute this, okay, in the database, how many records it is going to be inserted? 150 record got failed, right? So
Yeah.
total 199 records are there. Guys, at least say
198.
49 will print.
149. Okay,
49 will get inserted.
okay. I heard
No, we
some other
can't say
answer.
right as it is a parallel for each. We
I
don't know
think
when it is
all the
get
records were
executed.
executed.
Maya, you said something.
198 will be printed, except
Very good. Perfect. Let's see. I'll come to database. See, now nothing is there, right? Let me implement. See how many records got executed. Which record got failed?
240 into listing.
250. See,
Okay.
it is not printed. So whatever Maya said, that is correct. Maya, how do you know?
Because it's parallel.
So we'll print
Parallel?
everything except the one that failed, since it's gonna be parallel.
Very good.
The
Great.
if condition is satisfied.
See, in the parallel for each, what is the advantage over here? Okay. If I process 100 records, okay, except failed records, remaining all records will be executed. Clear? So to overcome the drawbacks of for each statement, parallel for each came into picture. Okay. In this parallel for each, okay, it is going to be executed all the records except failed record. This point I didn't mention, but still you answered. Nice. Okay. So this is the advantage of parallel for each because it is executing parallelly. Okay. Whatever the record will be failed, only it will skip that one. Remaining records will be executed. Okay. That is the advantage of this parallel for each statement. Okay. Now, okay. So what is the drawback here? What is the drawback of for each statement? See all record got. See, can you see here? 279 record got executed. Next, 292. There is a huge gap from here to here. Correct? That means records are going to be executed parallelly, not sequential. Clear? Okay, this
Yeah.
is how it is going to work in the real time as well. Okay, what is the drawback of this parallel for each? Anyone noticed
No.
anything?
Yeah, like it was printed like something in between. Like for every record, we can see in between.
No, that is parallel means it will print like that only. Okay. See, now here we are 14 members are there. Okay. If we will do, running days, I don't know who will come first, right? Because of, like we cannot exactly judge who will come first. This is also same. If we process, some record, we will not know which record is going to be executed first. Okay. Clear? Okay. So I
Yes.
will tell you what is the drawback of this parallel for each. Okay. If you
Not
process,
identify.
sorry,
We are able to identify which file is uh, failed, which record
you
is
can
failed.
very clearly see, right, which record is failed.
Yeah, now we can hear very bad. Okay. We know that the 150 record will be failed, but in real time we don't know, right, which record will be failed.
In the logger, it is printing, right, everything.
Yeah.
If you can see, you
With
can
1000
check over
record
here.
into
Can you see here? Route 150, caught an exception strategy, incorrect integer value guard. So you can directly go to this 150th record. It is printing very clearly. In real time also it will print like that only. Or else how will identify?
okay.
Okay. So now, what is the drawback of this parallel for each? If I process 200 records, okay, 200 threads will be created internally. Okay. For each and every record, one thread is going to be created. Okay. Like this, imagine if I process 1 lakh records, what will happen? 1 lakh threads will be created. That means we will get some performance issue. Okay. This is the drawback of parallel for each. Okay. To avoid this parallel for each, drawbacks of parallel for each, okay, batch came into picture to overcome the drawbacks of for each statement. batch processing came into picture. Okay, what is this batch processing? We will discuss, in the next class. Clear? So if possible, try to install that software. Okay, and you can execute this whatever I explained today. These two you can practice. Clear? So tomorrow we are going to discuss about batch processing. Very important in terms of interview, in terms of project requirement. Very important. Tomorrow don't miss this session at any cost. Okay. Okay guys, if you don't have any questions, I'm going to wind up the session now. We'll catch up tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thanks all. Bye. Take care.